If I were to ask you to identify yourself culturally, would you tell me your race, gender, ethnicity? Within your culture, have you ever felt that if the song One of These Things is Not Like the Others were to come on, you would be the one? If so, I believe that you have experienced the cultural individual dialectic. This is the interplay of pattern behaviors learned from a cultural group and individual behaviors that are variations on or counter to those of the larger group. It is my goal to apply this concept to two experiences of my life, personally and professionally. In the personal context, I believe it is a mistaken cultural individual context that took place. 2 years ago, I went on a date with a nice and handsome man. We had great food, enjoyed wonderful conversation, and towards the end of our dessert, my date looked over to me and said, I'm really enjoying myself. I've enjoyed our conversations thus far, and I realize you're not like the typical black woman. With a puzzled look, I asked him, what exactly is the typical black woman? I should note that my puzzled look was actually a fabrication, for I knew exactly what he meant. For you see, the inference here, which I believe is the mistake, is that culturally, the black woman is to perceive to be one who does not speak proper English and one who is proficient in nonverbal communication by way of the neck roll, the finger snap, and oh yes, the duck lips. She is perceived to be rude, loud, mean, and obnoxious, quick to put someone in their place. So you can imagine the anomaly I must have been to my date, for I did not display the behaviors that he had become accustomed to. I feel now as I felt then, and that is disappointed. I am disappointed that I am looked at as an outlier, not only to others, but to people of my own race when it comes to the typical black woman. Now, in the professional context, the cultural individual dialect took place when I went on an interview with the maintenance department of a local college. I recall being nervous as I met with my interviewer, who was in work boots and jeans complete with keys hanging from her belt and her work shirt, while I'm dressed in my pencil skirt, 3-inch heels, and collared dress shirt. We continued on with our interview, and at the end of the interview, the woman looked to me and said, as you may know, this particular department is male dominated. The men here tend to tell jokes and stories and take jabs at each other, which may seem offensive. If you feel that this environment may be a little too uncomfortable for you, do not be worried. It is okay if you do not accept this position. I learned from that there was a culture within this department that was outside of the culture of the college. The interactions, the interpersonal communication, and the behaviors that everyone took on in this department individualized them from the other departments as well as the college as a whole. I learned that there is culture within a culture. And so, after looking at these experiences and reading the text, I come to the conclusion that I agree that culture is learned through interaction and observation. I believe that culture becomes a part of us in its various forms, and we don't even realize it sometimes. I also acknowledge that if we are not careful, we may end up ascribing identities and views to people by mistake. And so it is my charge that we as a society open up our minds, realizing that we as people are made up of many cultures, and that as we learn about different cultures, we should be mindful that we do not place one culture on one individual and one individual on one culture. And if we do this, we will probably be careful to not be so quick to judge anyone. For to be made up of many cultures shows diversity. And to accept the anomaly of any culture, no matter its form, is to show an open mind. Thank you.